to Tennessee's at-home learning series for literacy. Today's lesson is for all our third graders out there, though everyone is welcome to tune in. This lesson is the last in this week's series. My name is Miss Copeland, and I'm a third grade teacher at Venus Stewart Elementary in Gallatin, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be your teacher for this lesson. Welcome to my virtual classroom. As I've done every day, I'm going to share a note with one of my students who I'm missing. Miss Ivy, I miss seeing you and your bright smile every day in our class. You are kind and thoughtful and do your best on your classwork. I love seeing how much you enjoy reading. She is reading all the time. I hope that you are doing well. Love, Miss Copeland. If you didn't see our previous lessons, you can find them on tn.gov/education. You can still tune into today's lesson if you haven't seen any of our others, but it might be more fun if you first go back and watch our other lessons, since today we will be talking about things we learned previously. Today we will be learning about writing a concluding statement, drafting an opinion, and adding transition words in an opinion essay. Before we get started, to participate fully in our lesson today, you will need 2 sheets of paper, a pencil, and a surface to write on, the student packet for ELA Grade 3 Lesson 15, which can be found at tn.gov/education. Okay, let's begin. Looking back at our lessons, we have read the text closely and analyzed the author's words and illustrations. Specifically, we closely read the text and asked and answered questions to check our understanding of the text. We also made sure we understood vocabulary words like mischief, mischievous, sobs, and sieve. Because this story was written over 120 years ago, we paid attention to words and phrases that might cause us to lose understanding. Next, we carefully studied illustrations and made connections with the text in the mood or tone the author wanted to set. Moving forward, you developed your opinion and wrote your opinion on your paper in response to this question. Do you think Peter Rabbit will ever go back into Mr. McGregor's garden? Yesterday, we worked on generating our graphic organizer to organize our thoughts. And today we will be working on finishing that graphic organizer, drafting and revising our essay, and also editing and publishing our final draft. At the conclusion of our last lesson, you were asked to illustrate the 3 reasons we gave for developing the opinion that Peter would not ever return to the garden. Part of the assignment was to remember that details in the illustration help the reader understand the story and provide a mood or tone. Please get out your illustrations now. I will read each reason we added to our graphic organizer. The first reason that supported your opinion that Peter would not return to the garden was that he developed a stomach ache after eating lots of vegetables. Here is my illustration to support this reason. Do you notice how Peter looks sick? He also has lots of vegetables around him that helps me know what made him sick. Some of the vegetables are half eaten. Peter sure liked his vegetables. I'll give you a moment to study the illustration carefully. What mood or tone do you see with Peter? Me too. I feel sorry for little Peter. It makes me root for him to feel better. Our second reason for our opinion was Peter was chased by Mr. McGregor and terrible things happened to him. Here is my illustration. Look carefully. Did you remember to add details? Did you notice poor Peter being chased by Mr. McGregor? Look at your illustration carefully. Did you add details and set a mood? Thank you for reflecting on your illustration. Now let's look at a sketch that shows the third reason. He was very tired when he finally made it home. Take a moment to study the illustration. What do you notice? Oh, you noticed how tired Peter looked. I heard you say he specifically has droopy ears and eyes. Good. You also said the background is Peter is in his home again. Are you proud of your illustrations? I would encourage you to show an adult and ask them, what does this illustration tell you? And how does this illustration make you feel? Thank you for carefully adding details. Today, our goal is to learn how to write a concluding statement, draft an opinion essay from an organizer, and use transitions effectively. We will begin with me showing you what that looks like, and then there will be time for you to practice on your own with my support. Finally, I will assign you independent work that you can complete after the video ends. So what is a concluding statement? A concluding statement is the author's final statement, and it includes their opinion and reasons for their opinion. In this lesson, you will learn how to write a concluding statement by reviewing your organizer and determining how your ideas support your opinion. Please get out your notes or graphic organizer from our last lesson. I'll pause. Good writers create and plan what they are going to write before they draft the essay. We will write a concluding statement and add it to the bottom of our organizer. To complete our organizer, we will first ask ourselves, what do I want the reader to remember most about my essay? Then step 2, restate your opinion and your reasons. And step 3, fill in your graphic organizer with your concluding statement. What do I want the reader to remember most about my opinion essay? How can I restate my opinion? Well, I need to think about my introduction opinion statement and reasons to help me write my final thought. I'm going to break it down and look at my introduction opinion statement first. I need to remind the reader of exactly what my opinion is and make sure that it is convincing. I want my audience to agree with me that Peter will never go back into Mr. McGregor's garden because of his not so good experience in the garden. So how can I restate it? Let me try to restate my opinion in this way. I want to just pull out what is mostly my opinion. Peter will not go back into Mr. McGregor's garden ever again because he came very close to being caught by Mr. McGregor. All right, next I'm going to think about my reasons. In my graphic organizer, I have these 3 reasons. 1, he became sick to his stomach after eating lots of vegetables. 2, terrible things happened to Peter while being chased by Mr. McGregor. 3, he was very tired when he finally made it home. How can I restate my reasons to make my opinion strong? I know the readers will remember most what I say last. I need to leave the readers with something to think about my opinion and why I do not think Peter will ever go back into Mr. McGregor's garden. Let me try this when I'm restating my reasons. I think Peter realized by not listening to his mom and going into Mr. McGregor's garden, it was not worth the stomachache, being chased, and feeling tired. All right, here is my concluding statement. I restated my opinion and reasons to convince the reader why I think Peter will not go back into the garden. I need to remind myself that I am still in the planning phase of the writing process and there is plenty of time for revisions. I'm going to pause now and give you time to copy this concluding statement on your graphic organizer. So we'll go there at the bottom of our graphic organizer. There's our concluding statement. Excellent job. Congratulations on completing your graphic organizer. My organizer is now complete and I am ready to draft my ideas for my opinion essay. So there's my completed graphic organizer. I finished the planning stage in the writing process. So we finished our graphic organizer. Next, we'll learn how to use our organizer to help us write our draft. We are ready to use our graphic organizer to draft our opinion essay. Please have your paper and pencil ready. You will need a surface to write on and your graphic organizer. I'll give you time to prepare your materials. Now we're going to learn how to use our completed organizer to write a draft by turning your ideas into complete sentences. Thinking back to our lessons earlier in the week, we filled in our introduction opinion box in our graphic organizer. I just rewrote what I had on my graphic organizer as my beginning paragraph on my opinion essay. This is what it says. In the tale of Peter Rabbit, Peter's mom warns him to stay out of Mr. McGregor's garden because his dad was caught there and put into a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Peter does not listen to his mom and goes into the garden. Peter Rabbit will never go back into Mr. McGregor's garden again. Remember, my beginning paragraph consists of the introduction of the text and my opinion statement. As for the rest of my essay, I will need to include the middle and ending paragraphs. Each of the 3 middle paragraphs will consist of a reason, which is your topic sentence, along with the details from the evidence box on my graphic organizer. To end my essay, I will write the concluding statement from my graphic organizer. To continue an opinion essay after the beginning paragraph is written, follow these steps. First, write your first reason in a complete sentence. For step 2, write your evidence for that reason that is in a complete sentence. For step 3, repeat for your second and third reasons. Last, write your concluding statement from your organizer. Okay, so my first reason. My first reason was he developed a stomachache after eating lots of vegetables. I need to write this reason in a complete sentence. I don't really like how it is written on my graphic organizer. I'm going to change it some like this. Peter became sick to his stomach after eating a lot of Mr. McGregor's vegetables. Let me pause here and give you the opportunity to write this paragraph on your paper. This will become my topic sentence for my paragraph, giving the reader a clue to what my paragraph will be about. Now I need to add my evidence to support my reason. Remember, my first sentence in my paragraph is my topic sentence. It is in blue. Next, I need to look at my evidence for this reason. Here is my evidence from the text that I wrote in my organizer. I need to think how I should organize my ideas in my paragraph. I need to summarize the text, examples in my own words, and write them in complete sentences. I think I will combine my first 2 bullet points and then write my last point in a sentence. Let me try this. When he went to go look for parsley to help his stomach feel better, he ended up being found by Mr. McGregor. Okay, that sounds good. Let me check off the first 2 bullets. Now I need to write my third bulleted idea in a sentence. I know from my story that Mr. McGregor was not happy to see Peter in his garden, knowing that he probably had been eating his plants. I think I will add how Mr. McGregor was feeling to explain why he got up and chased Peter, and then write my idea in a sentence. I think I will write it like this. Mr. McGregor was not happy. He got up from planting and began chasing Peter with a rake, calling him a thief. I'll pause here for you to write this modeled paragraph. All of my ideas are added to my draft. I even added a few extra details from the text that I did not think about earlier in the planning stage. These added details help support my reason and just make it stronger to support my opinion. So you got a chance to see me go through the process of writing my first and middle paragraph, which included my reason along with my supporting details for my organizer. Here is my second reason that supports my opinion. My topic sentence in blue is written first. Then I wrote my evidence from the text in complete sentences. As I wrote, I thought about the text and added a few details to help me support my opinion. Let me show you what my last reason paragraph looks like. This is my third middle paragraph. Again, I followed the same process as I did for my first two middle paragraphs. Now, all I have left is to write my concluding statement for my ending paragraph, and my draft will be finished. I'll pause here for you to write this paragraph. Thank you for writing this modeled paragraph. So all I need to do for my ending paragraph is copy my concluding statement from my graphic organizer to my draft. I spent a lot of time thinking about my concluding statement when I completed my graphic organizer. I'll pause here for you to write this concluding sentence on your draft. Now I have my entire draft completed. I have my beginning paragraph, which is from my introduction opinion box on my organizer. Then I have my three middle paragraphs with my reasons stating my supporting evidence. Last, I have my ending paragraph, which is my concluding statement. In total, I have 5 paragraphs for my essay. Now that my draft is completed, the next step in the writing process is to revise. Let's think, what are linking words and phrases? Linking words and phrases help you connect ideas and sentences so that people can follow your ideas. Here are some examples of some linking words and phrases. For a personal opinion, as in this example, you might say things like, in my opinion, finally, or I believe. Some concluding words, linking words and phrases are in conclusion, all in all, and consequently. And some sequencing linking words and phrases are next, first of all, and after that. There are several more linking words and phrases. Remember, these are just a few examples. You have worked so well along with me as I model this opinion essay. You are now ready to revise and edit your draft. This assignment will be independent practice. You'll need a clean sheet of paper to create your organizer and a sheet of paper to write your opinion essay. Here are the directions for this assignment. You are going to draft your opinion to this prompt. After reading The Tale of Peter Rabbit, what would Mr. McGregor do if Peter went back to the garden again? I'll pause while you write the prompt on your paper. Remember, you need to make sure that you use your graphic organizer and draft to help you write this new opinion essay. Be sure to use correct grammar, capitalization, and punctuation when revising and editing your opinion. Finally, you want to make sure that you use some of the linking words we learned in our lesson today to connect your opinion and reasons. I enjoyed working on a model opinion writing lesson with you today. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in Tennessee's At Home Learning series. Goodbye.